guys, welcome back. So today I want to talk to you guys about drugstore products that I would choose over high-end products so far, because this is like an ever-changing kind of thing for me. But these are products that, with all the high-end that I've tried and that I have, I would pick these drugstore items over their high-end counterparts. And there's a lot. There's a lot. I am a huge lover of drugstore. I haven't been able to try a lot of high-end and things like that. I am recently, but I'm still reviewing a lot. I still don't know about a lot. So for me, my comfort zone is the drugstore. That's where I have like the most kind of, I guess you could say, experience. And so there's a lot. I'm not going to stick with each product more than a couple of minutes, seconds. So I will leave everything that I talk about listed and links down below in the description box if you want to make a list yourself, or if I go too fast for you guys. I kind of just want to show you the product and talk a little bit about it, but there's just so much. You don't want to be here for an hour, you guys, and it would probably be longer than that if I went into too much detail. But these products are products that I think are worth every penny and that I so far would choose over any other high-end product I've tried out there. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video.
Wish I could feel what I can't see. Float like a butterfly, scream like a band.
Now I want to start off with lip products, and this is really hard for me just because I really don't, it's just hard. All of this is very, very hard for me because I don't judge, okay? I don't care where you're from. If you're good, you're good. I don't care if you're from drugstore or if you're luxury. If you're good, you're good. I just love makeup. But these drugstore lipsticks and liquid lipsticks have blown my mind, and I've reached for them more than probably anything in my collection. The first thing is from Milani. These are their more matte lip creams. These are so good. So good. I've had every single one. I've decluttered all of them but these three. These three blow my mind. The first one in Loved, the next one in Lust, and then other one in Adorable. Now, one of these is very hard to find. I think it's this one in Lust. I think Lust might be hard to find. You could probably find it on Amazon or whatnot, but these are just so pigmented and so creamy, and they're not too drying on the lips. Every time I've ever worn these in a video, just in my personal life, I get a ton of questions like, what are you wearing on your lips? And it's always one of these. So I absolutely love those. If you are a liquid lipstick girl and you haven't tried those, try it. And lipstick wise, it has to go to Flower Beauty. I love their lipsticks. This one is in Tuberose, Tender Tuberose. This is such a beautiful lipstick. Oh my goodness. It is a matte lipstick. It's so creamy. It's so gorgeous. It glides right on. It's got a very classy packaging to it. I just love it. If you haven't tried the Flower lipsticks, definitely give them a try. The white tubed ones, I believe that's the matte line. I'm not sure, but they're just so good and definitely worth trying. I'm going to try to swatch as much as I can in this video for you guys, so you're just not sitting there like, okay, you like it, but why? And the last lipstick is from Revlon. This is one of my favorite lipsticks like ever. And I don't even have anything else from Revlon besides this lipstick. This one is in Sassy Mauve. It reminds me a lot of the Tender Tuberose, but it's not matte, you know, so it's a different finish. So good. So good. I really like the Revlon lipsticks, but I've decluttered everyone but this. And you can see the tube is clear on the top, so you can see the actual color of them. I really like that. I mean, I know that Revlon's not too popular these days, but their lipsticks are really good. Alright, moving on to a loose powder. That has to go to the Coty Airspun. This is so good. I know that people will say that they don't care for it because it has quite the stench. Like a more mature lady scent, like a grandma scent, if we're just gonna be blunt about it. It doesn't stay on your face. It can be a little bit overpowering, but it doesn't stay. So it doesn't cause me any problems. I'm about to stutter. Woo. I stutter a lot, so it just happens. This powder is so good. It doesn't give you a flashback. It leaves your face so soft. And I found that if I take my damp beauty blender, the butt of it, and I press it into where I have pores, it blurs them like anything, like better than anything I've ever used. Any primer, anything, it blurs them. And it does give you a little bit more coverage to your foundation as well, and it leaves your skin so porcelain smooth. So definitely the Coty Airspun. For foundations, I have two, and they're both from Maybelline. To be honest, I absolutely love Maybelline foundations. For my skin, which is oily, Maybelline foundations just work the best. The first one is the Dream Liquid Mousse. I've had this in 3 different kinds of containers because they keep changing it over the years, but I've used this foundation since before I started my channel, and I absolutely love it. Now the shade range is a little bit darker because this is Classic Ivory, and as you can see, it's a little bit too dark. This is more my summer shade, and this is the Classic Ivory. But they do have an okay range, shade range in that, so I really I love that. And I mix it with anything, and it works perfectly. So that's my friend. And the next one is the Matte and Poreless. Now they have a dewy and poreless, you know, they have it to fit anybody's kind of skin type, but the Matte and Poreless is so good. And this one's in Classic Ivory too, but it's a little bit lighter. It actually works for me. This is amazing coverage, keeps you matte, and it's a great foundation. Now when it comes to liners, eyeliners for the waterline, or if you even use them up top, whatever your preference is, the only ones that really stick out to me is from Essence. These are like $2.99, and I don't know if they're available anymore. I'm not even certain, but they did come out with a new kind of line like this that it's exactly the same thing, only named different. I don't know why they decided to do that. Maybe they got sued for the name or something. I don't know. But these are the gel eye pencils in waterproof. I have mine in Cocoa Bean and then in black. These are the best eyeliners I've ever used, hands down. And that is comparing that to high-end and luxury. These stay in the waterline amazingly. I use them constantly. Constantly. They are a definite hidden gem. And then for like glitter liners, it has to go to NYX. NYX, I use high-end ones. I have ones from Urban Decay, and I just always reach for the NYX ones first. These have a more micro shimmer glitter to them, and they stand out on the lid or under the eye or wherever you want to put them. So good. So good. So these are called the crystal, no, that's not, yeah, the liquid crystal liners. I have mine here in Gunmetal, Crystal Silk, and Crystal Silver. They are so good. So good. You need to grab them if you like glitter. Now with mascaras, I only have one drugstore one that outbeats a lot of my high-end ones. It's really hard to outbeat my Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir mascara. That's just hands down one of the best. And I'm also out of a lot of the ones that I absolutely love, and I had to toss them in a bin. So I only have one that really speaks to me, and that is... this is the Lash Paradise, the Voluminous Lash Paradise from L'Oreal. This is a really good mascara. Really good mascara. So I would highly recommend that. But then I have 2 primers that I think are definitely worth a look. If you don't like to wear falsies, but you need a little bit more oomph to your lashes, try a primer. The first one is the L'Oreal Voluminous Primer. This is really, really good. But if even this is a little bit too pricey for you, the Wet n Wild one is shockingly good. I mean, this is shockingly good. Very, very good primer. So both of these are amazing, and they will help you. You have to coat your lashes and then immediately go in with mascara. You do not want to let the primer dry. Amazing results. Alright, now some highlighters. It's so easy to get enveloped in high-end highlighters or luxury highlighters and just kind of forget about the drugstore, because the drugstore highlighters can be just very dull and boring, not give you that reflective oomph that you're looking for. So you tend to just kind of forget about them. But there are some things at the drugstore that will blow your mind and that are way better than even high-end. The first one here is from Makeup Revolution. This is, what do you call, the Shimmer Brick in Radiant. This is a damn good product. Like, wow. I absolutely love this. And the great thing about this is you can use this wet or dry, and there's a whole bunch of different colors in it, and I love this. Now this is it dry, which doesn't really give you too much to go on, but let me tell you, with a brush, so good. But if you decide to use it wet or a little bit damp, it will blow your mind. Like, blow your mind. This is so amazing. So reflective. I absolutely love it. It's when I first got this and I first tried it out, I didn't even use it damp or anything like that. And with a brush on the skin, I was like, oh. And then the other highlighter type palette, I love this so much. I reach for this so much. And this is from Flower. This is their Shimmer and Strobe Highlight Palette. It comes with 3, which would be good for like any skin tone or whatever you want, because there's a gold, a pink, and a more champagne. These are fantastic. Fantastic, you guys. They are so smooth. They melt into the skin. They do not sit on top of the skin. They don't leave like a streak. They melt into your skin and they are so reflective. Highly recommend this. I mean, you don't need the brush that comes with it. That's just, no, don't need it. But you need that highlight. You need that highlight. Now, there is a ton of bronzer at the drugstore, and a lot of it is really good. But the one bronzer that I can't get enough of is from e.l.f. And I found it in this palette. This is the Total Face palette. Yeah, the Total Face palette. And it comes with a highlighter, 2 blushes, and then the bronzer. The bronzer's everywhere. I don't use any of these 3 products. I only use that bronzer. I need to find it in like a full pan. I wonder if they have it. I don't know. I don't even know what it's called, but I just know that I want that bronzer in like a pan this size. It is so good, especially for fair skin. If you're scared of bronzer, if you think that it's going to make you look orange and just bad, like I used to feel that way, this will just open you up to a whole new horizon when it comes to bronzers. This is buildable. It's very light. It's smooth. It's very easy to blend out, and it's not orange. I love that bronzer so much. I mean, the whole palette is worth having, to be honest, because none of these products are bad. The highlighter is kind of just like a powder. It's not going to highlight anything, but the blushes aren't bad at all. But that bronzer is worth every penny of the whole palette. Alright, and lastly, I want to talk about some single shadows that kind of blow my mind, and I'm constantly gravitating for them over anything that I have high end. So the first one, they're recent, and I've talked about these so much that you guys are probably going to roll your eyes, but these are the JCat Prismetals. I got more. Now I have 4 of them, and I want every single one, and I'm going to keep going until I have every single one, because something this good, they usually take away and discontinue, and that ain't happening to me this time. Now, the 4 shades that I have is Houdini, which is a darker green, then Champagne Whiz, which is kind of like a pink champagne color, and then I have Holography Type, which is a white holographic, and then I have Chrome Galaxy, which is kind of like a gold. And they are so good, and the Holography Type is actually holographic. It shifts purple, but they are fantastic. Now, Tati actually just recently talked about these in her single shadow favorites, or whatever that video was called. These are so good. They're $5.99. I actually saw that they had a buy one get one 50% off sale on Ulta. I don't know if it's still there, but they're worth having. You can use your finger, or you can use like a more like a damp blender brush, or something like a flat shader brush on the lid. If you want to use these, are so good. So good. Most of the time, these are what I'm wearing on my lid, especially when a lot of you guys are like, oh my gosh, what are you wearing? I love your makeup. It's usually this on the lid, because they just provide me with the instant pigment and kind of like shimmer metallic foil look that I'm looking for, and just can't seem to get out of any kind of powder eyeshadow. So these are amazing. Amazing. And I just put them on. I swatch them just to look at them on my hand. A ton. Because they're so pretty. Like Houdini is calling my name. Oh, so pretty. And the last one here is from Palladio, if I'm saying that correctly. This is their Crushed Metallic Shadows. I want to get more because of this one right here. This is in Stellar. This is such a stellar shadow. I mean, it is so pretty. And that's one swipe. One swipe, you guys. I did not build that up. That is, it's so gorgeous. It's so pretty. I haven't talked about this enough. I love this. I love this so much. I need to get more to see if they're more consistent. But this eyeshadow in Stellar is completely worth having. It's so gorgeous. It's so pigmented. It's so blendable and creamy. I mean, it's just amazing, because a lot of the times we grab palettes from the drugstore and really just kind of pass over the single shadows because they can be a little bit monotonous. Like, just like, do I need more single shadows? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you need a single shadow because they tend to be better quality and a better formula. So it can be a little confusing, but if you have someone like Tati's video with her single shadows, you can really figure out the really good ones that you just absolutely need. So that is everything that I want to talk about so far. I have more, you guys. I actually have a whole other box sitting there that I was going to talk about, but this is just way too long of a video already. I will leave listed everything below, and I will try to link it. I will try to link it all for you as well. But I have a ton more, so there might be a part 2 to this. If you want to see a part 2 to this, give this video a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below, and I will do that for you guys. I hope you guys liked this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.